Yes, please ask whatever you want to ask.
Yep. Yes. So, very good evening, dear Rajuji. So, I'm happy to have a connect with you via the Skype. So, I think for the past few weeks, you have been posting a lot of things related to Tamil and Tamilians, and many are sending you a lot of messages, and you are reposting it in your Facebook account. First, I would like to know your connect with Tamil, like how you are connected with Tamil. So, can you give a brief like how you are associated with Tamil and Tamil Nadu and Tamilians?
See, I have very old associations with Tamilians. First, what happened was when I joined Allahabad University in 1963. I was born in 1946. So, when I joined BA classes in the Allahabad University in 1963, I also took up a Tamil diploma course.
Oh,
Uh,
great.
yes, along with my pursuing my BA, I took up a Tamil diploma course, and I learned a little bit of Tamil. Then, after completing my LLB from Allahabad University in 1967, I came to Annamalai University in 1967, and I was there till 68. I was doing a Tamil spoken diploma course. Um, and then the third connection was that in the year 2004, I was sent as Chief Justice of Madras High Court.
Oh, awesome.
My home city is Allahabad in UP, where I grew up. I studied. I became a lawyer. Then I became a High Court judge in 1991. Then I became acting Chief Justice of Allahabad High Court, being the senior most. But under our judicial system, you cannot be a permanent Chief Justice of your parent High Court. And my parent
Okay.
High Court was Allahabad High Court, so I could not be permanent Chief Justice. I was sent to Madras High Court as a permanent Chief Justice in 2004 to 2005. So
Okay.
this is my very old connection with
Yeah, yeah.
Tamil Nadu.
Yep. And even I do remember your Facebook post that you had a crush with former Chief Minister
Oh,
Selvi Jayalalitha.
oh, that was just a joke, you know.
So it was not a real crush or
No, it was when I was a very young man. I thought she was beautiful. Uh,
okay.
and um, when I was Chief Justice of Madras High Court in 2004, she was Chief Minister. But I
Okay.
never went to meet her. Neither did I meet her, nor did I meet Mr. Karunanidhi. To
Okay.
remain neutral, I decided to keep away from both these leaders of the top parties.
Okay.
But later on, when I became Supreme Court judge, and I retired in 2011, and I think in 2012 or 2013, I came as Chairman Press Council of India to Chennai. I
Okay.
went to I went to meet Jalita for some matter, and she gave me an appointment. I went to Secretariat and met her on the second floor. And after discussing the matter, I came to discuss. I said that I was told you know Hindi, and she started speaking Hindi like a North Indian, the same
Oh.
accent in which I speak Hindi. She
Oh.
started speaking just like a North Indian, very fluent Hindi. She could speak very, very fluent Hindi. I was surprised.
Okay. Okay.
So I have very
So,
close connection.
Gantuji, like, let's come to the current recent post which I have been posting. So, I would like to know why do you think that Hindi should be a linked language in India?
See,
Why do we
first,
need a linked language?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. But give me a little time. See, firstly, I want to tell you, I treat all languages with equal respect. And I don't regard my mother tongue Hindi to be superior to Tamil. I'm strongly opposed to imposition of Hindi in Tamil Nadu. In fact, when I was a student of Annamalai University, that 67, 68, at that time there was a peak of these anti-Hindi protests because some silly North Indian politicians were trying to impose Hindi, and there was a strong reaction, particularly in Tamil Nadu. So there were protests in Annamala University. And
Okay.
I used to go with the students from the university to Chidambaram railway station, shouting Hindi, Odi hai. And at the railway station, we would blacken the Hindi sounds. Because although Hindi was my mother tongue, I am totally opposed to its imposition.
Okay.
So because it was being imposed, I joined in the anti-Hindi protest.
Okay.
But people have I keep telling people that look, why I suggest that you learn Hindi. I'm not imposing it. I joined the anti-Hindi protest in deeds, whereas you people only in words talk of opposing Hindi. I opposed Hindi imposition in deeds when I was in Annamala University.
Okay.
But why I recommend that you learn Hindi is very simple to understand. That Hindi is spoken not only in the Hindi-speaking belts like UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Haryana, Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, and even Andaman Islands it is spoken. I've been there. Apart from these states, about 42 to 44% of India, which has Hindi as a first language. Apart from that, every Maharashtrian whose mother tongue is Marathi, he also speaks Hindi.
Okay.
Every Gujarati whose mother tongue is Gujarati, he also speaks Hindi as a second language. Every Punjabi, his mother tongue is Punjabi, he also speaks Hindi. Every Kashmiri, I'm basically from Kashmir. Every Kashmiri speaks Kashmiri, which is totally different from Hindi. But he also speaks Hindi. Bengali, I've lived in Bengal also. Every Bengali can speak manageable Hindi, not very grammatically correct. I know it. I've lived there. Odisha. So it is actually a linked language of 75 to 80% people of the country. So I told Chameleon, look, I am totally against imposition of Hindi. But why I recommend learning Hindi is that when you come out of Tamil Nadu, you will have a lot of difficulty if you don't know Hindi.
Okay, fine. I would like to interfere here, sir. So the thing is, people of Tamil Nadu are not against Hindi. Okay, people are people who want to know or who want to learn Hindi are learning Hindi. So the people of Tamil Nadu are not against any language. So people are learning Hindi. If they really want, if they have any business to do beyond Tamil Nadu border, if they have business to do in Maharashtra, or if they have business to do in other northern part of India, they are learning Hindi. So it is not that people of Tamil Nadu are against Hindi. People who want it are learning it. So for example, if I don't have any purpose of learning Hindi, I don't learn Hindi. That's it.
Listen, may I respond to this? I repeatedly said that I am not for imposing Hindi, but I am only giving a suggestion that you learn Hindi. If you find my suggestion carries sense, then accept it. If you think it does not carry sense, don't accept it. I'm not forcing it on Hindi. But the point is, the way you people react. I mean, I was very hurt. I mean, they twist it. You chameleons often twist my words and say that I'm saying that Hindi should be imposed. Repeatedly, I'm saying that I'm against imposition. Yet you say that you are saying Hindi is being imposed. I mean, is there something wrong with you people?
No. The thing is,
what kind of is it? And get abuses just for suggesting this. Can't I make a suggestion? If you find the suggestion carries sense, accept it. If you think it doesn't carry sense, don't accept it. But even for making the suggestion, I get abuses.
Understood.
I was showered with filthy abuses from Tamilians. And ultimately, I said, I deleted all the posts, and last Facebook post, I said, sorry, I don't want to have any interaction with Tamilians. I'm sorry, I don't want to interact with you people. Please, that's enough. I've had enough interaction, and I want to have nothing to do with Tamilians. Sorry.
Understood. 1 minute.
I'm very hurt. I loved Tamilians. I loved Tamilians so much. I gave them in Jallikattu agitation. I supported you out of the way. Then when I was Chief Justice of Madras High Court, I proposed that Tamil should also be made a language of the High Court along with English. And later on also I supported that. Everything I did for you people. But what I get in return, abuses, insults, and all kinds of invectives, all kinds of vilification. I've been vilified as if I'm a tyrant, oppressor. I mean, is there something wrong with you people?
No, 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 no.
You abuse what? No, no. You abuse your supporters. Somebody who loves you, somebody who supports you. Every time I've supported you in the Jallikattu agitation, I was the strongest voice. You may perhaps have remember. You can see even now in YouTube and Google. I was the strongest supporter from North India. I said this is a cultural practice, custom of Tamilians. They should be allowed to continue. For all that, the reward I have got is abuses, all kinds of vilifications. I have been painted as a demon, as a tyrant, a monster or something. Sorry, I've had enough. I've had enough from Tamilians. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Please pardon me. You go your way, I'll go my way. I've never had this kind of behavior by anybody. I've lived in Bengal. Sorry?
I'll say you, sir. The thing is, people of Tamil Nadu will surely remember your support during Jallikattu protest. Everyone has got their own opinion, and everyone has suggestion, especially learned judge like you can give a suggestion to everyone. So the thing is like, it is not the people of Tamil Nadu are against you or nothing like that, and people of Tamil Nadu are not against Hindi. So people are ready to learn any language which is useful for them. So so people are here to take your suggestion also. So there are people who doesn't take. You cannot expect.
Sorry. Yes. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Everyone to take your suggestion and accept your suggestion. So people are here to.
I had said that you consider my suggestion. If it carries sense, only then accept it. If it does not carry sense, don't accept it. When did I say that you must accept it?
Yep. I can understand that you are also against the imposition of Hindi. So, so you don't need to worry about the abuses that you have got. Kindly ignore. People
why should I not worry? Do I have not my self-respect?
Okay.
Why should I be abused? Why should I be? 1 minute? Why should I tolerate abuses? Have I abused any Tamilian? I've never abused anybody. You people, I mean, this is wonderful that I should accept abuses. Why should I accept abuses?
I'm not asking.
I have my self-respect. I have my self-esteem. Why should I accept abuses from Tamilians? Sorry, I will not accept it. I will not accept. You abuse others. Please don't abuse me.
No.
If you're fond of abusing, there are others to abuse, not me. I will not accept abuses.
Okay. So the thing is, and what I am saying is, ignore the abuses and accept the love of people of Tamil Nadu.
I will not ignore. I will not. Sorry, I will not ignore. I've just said I don't want to have anything to do with Tamilians anymore. I've had enough of you. I've had enough of you. Sorry. Please don't interact with me. Don't send me messages. Don't talk to me. Don't send me emails. Sorry. Forget me. You interact with others. There are others to interact with. I will not have anything to do with Tamilians. Sorry. I've had enough of you. I mean, just imagine, I gave you so much love and affection, and I did so much for you. In fact, I can tell you, when I came as Chief Justice of Madras High Court in November 2004, the High Court was in a very bad condition. You please ask some senior lawyers about this, and they will tell you what I did for Madras High Court. I brought it up, and I recommended some very upright lawyers to be High Court judges and all. I said I will not accept any political pressure from anybody. I want first-class people to be Madras High Court judges, and I got them appointed. 17 at one stroke.
Yeah, I understand, sir. So,
and I did so much for you. I propose that Tamil should be made a court language of the Madras High Court. You can.
I can understand, sir.
So certainly, the reward I get is abuses. So sorry, you keep your abuses to yourself. Abuse others, please don't abuse me.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I'm maybe
fed up by behavior of Tamilians. So I put up a Facebook post latest that please don't interact with me. I don't want to have anything to do with Tamilians. You can see my latest Facebook post.
Maybe if you think that people are abusing you for this particular reason, you can give some other suggestions instead of this particular issue. Because
no, I can't give suggestion to people who are not. You even prepared to consider a suggestion.
Yes.
I said, this is just a suggestion. If you like it, accept it. If you don't like it, reject it. How am I
Okay.
forcing Hindi on you? But yet I get all kinds of filthy abuses. Sorry, I've had enough. Sorry,
Okay.
I don't want to interact with Tamilians. That's it. It's okay. You interact with others or interact with each other, not with me.
Okay, great. Okay, no problem. I hope these things will change in the near future and you will continue to interacting with us. Things will change and I hope
It will
you will
change
come.
only if your mindset changes. If you change your mindset, that if a person is giving a suggestion, don't twist his words and say that he's trying to impose Hindi on us. Once
Understood, understood.
unless you change your mindset and start behaving rationally, as rational people, I will not have interaction with you. Is
Great.
this rational
Let
behavior?
us.
When I am repeatedly saying I am opposing imposition of Hindi, and yet you say you are imposing Hindi? Wonderful. Is this rational behavior? Unless you start people behaving rationally, please don't interact with me. Thank you
Okay.
very much. You go your way, I'll go my way.
So again, we are back on recording, sir. Can understand your feelings that you're abused by people of Nadu or that a lot of abuses are coming to you. So I would like to clear one thing very clearly. Most of the things that you have been posting in Facebook are like I'm not sure like it's a kind of a troll like regional comedies have been converted as a messages and they have been sent to you. So not every message that you receive is abuse. Few are trolls that have been sent to you. But unfortunately, you have posted those trolls also in those in Facebook in your Facebook page. So
No,
uh,
I don't post anything, but when I on my Facebook post, comments are made by anybody can make a comment on my Facebook page. So those comments have not been made by me, and
okay,
those comments contain all kinds of filthy abuses. I've deleted almost all my all the Facebook posts related to Tamilians, and the latest one, which I'm thinking of also deleting shortly.
okay,
I have deleted many abuses which came as
okay.
as comments on that post. I have deleted them. They're still sending me abuses.
Understood, understood.
And all
Yep.
I have said that, look, I don't want to interact with you. Supposing
Okay,
I say I don't want to talk to you. Okay,
okay,
what's your problem then? I
okay.
mean,
Fine. So
why should
as
you
I
abuse me? If I say I don't want to interact with you, why should you abuse me?
okay, fine, fine, fine. Understood. So, I'll explain you a scenario so that you can understand. I don't want you to understand the anger. I can understand that those abuses are should not have been done. I'm really sorry for all the abuses that have been sent to you. But I would like to narrate a scenario. For example, um, a person born in Chennai and he is moving to Karnataka, then that person has to learn Kannada. It makes sense. If a person born in Tamil Nadu is moving to Delhi, then he should learn Hindi. Yes, that makes sense. But what is happening with respect to this political scenario is it is ulta. What they are asking is people who is born in Delhi, who is coming to Chennai and asking the local people to learn Hindi. So is it right or wrong, sir?
Listen, anybody can learn anything he or she likes.
Okay,
There should be no imposition. It is up to you to learn or not learn. But what
okay,
I'm saying is that look, what is the population of Tamil Nadu? It is 6 crore or 7 crore.
okay,
So 6 crore, 7 crore people know Tamil. whereas Hindi is known about 75 to 80% of the people of India. I'll tell you. Let me give you some illustrations.
Okay.
Once I was Chief Justice of Madras High Court, and I was invited to give a lecture in Gulbarga University, which is in northern Karnataka. So I took a flight from Chennai to Hyderabad, which was in Andhra Pradesh, and from there I traveled on taxi from Hyderabad to Gulbarga. And
Okay.
one professor from Gulbarga University had come to Hyderabad to receive me, and he traveled along with me on the taxi. Now, in the taxi, I heard the professor speaking to the taxi driver in Hindi. So I said, I'm surprised. Both of you are South Indians. Why are you speaking in Hindi? The professor said, we are speaking in Hindi because my
Mm-hmm.
mother tongue is Kannada. I don't know Telugu. The
Okay.
taxi driver's mother tongue is Telugu. He does not know Kannada. So we will not be able to communicate. But we both know Hindi, so this enables us to communicate. Now it's a
Okay.
linked language even among many South Indians.
Okay.
See, I'm giving you
So,
what I actually saw. Then let me
how
give you one
do
or two other
you,
illustrations. I
okay.
was, when I was sitting in Supreme Court, I was on a bench with Justice H.K. Sima, who is a Naga. So we used to often talk in Hindi. Now every Naga, they have in Northeast, in Nagaland, they have their Naga languages. But every Naga, in addition to knowing Naga language, also knows Hindi. So what I mean to say is, Hindi. If you know Hindi, it would be of great help because you can go all over India. It is actually the link language. Now, let me give you one very interesting illustration.
Okay.
I was Chief Justice of Madras High Court, and I went to Madurai because there's a bench of Madras High Court in Madurai also.
Mm.
So I went to a shop there with my wife, and there I heard the Tamilian shopkeeper speaking to a customer in Hindi. So then I went to that shopkeeper. I said, I had learned a bit of Tamil. I said, எவ்வளவு நல்ல தமிழ் பேசுறீங்க எப்படி, which means
Okay.
how are you speaking such good, எவ்வளவு நல்ல ஹிந்தி பேசுறீங்க எப்படி, how are you
Mm-hmm.
speaking? Did I speak correctly? That how are
Yeah,
you
almost,
speaking?
almost, almost, almost,
Almost
almost.
okay. So whatever little I learned, then he started speaking Hindi to him. I spoke to him in Tamil, but the Tamilian spoke to me in Hindi. The shopkeeper. He said that I have learned Hindi because many of my customers are Hindi speakers. So
Mm-hmm.
he said that the politicians have their own agenda, but
Mm.
I have to do business. So for my
Yep.
business, I have to learn this.
Uh,
So what I
uh,
mean to say is that nobody forced him. Nobody compelled
yep.
him to learn Hindi
Yep.
because of economic reasons. So actually, Hindi has spread. In fact, if the many North Indian politicians had not made that silly mistake in the 1960s of trying to impose Hindi at that time, by now every Tamilian would have been speaking Hindi in addition to Tamil. In fact,
Oh,
Jayalalitha told me this. You see, what had happened in the 1960s, some stupid North Indian politician, I forget who, they tried to impose Hindi in southern states. And there was a strong reaction, and there was anti-Hindi agitation in 1960s. And the Tamilians who were learning Hindi because of by Hindi Prachar Sabha and they were by the Hindi films, Hindi was spreading in Tamil Nadu. But then Tamilians, there was a strong reaction and they stopped learning Hindi. So actually, Tamilians are intelligent people. They know it's in their interest to learn Hindi. Because if you know Hindi, you will be able to travel all over India. Because almost everywhere Hindi is spoken in addition to the local language. See,
okay.
the
Fine.
local
I'll,
languages, if you go to
I'll,
Gujarat, if you
I'll
know Hindi, you
understood.
will be able to speak to the uh, people
Understood.
there in Hindi. They all know Hindi in addition to Gujarati or
Yep.
Punjab or Maharashtra or Bengal, Telangana. It was the Nizam's dominion. Everybody can speak. They call it Urdu, but Urdu and Hindi is the same, except that the script is different.
Yep.
Every
Understood.
Telangana chap also knows Hindi. I've been there
Understood.
many times to Hyderabad.
I'll take a break from you, sir. So what I would say is, First, number one, you said like only 6 crore people are speaking Tamil, but factually that is not a correct one. Tamil is spoken all over the world by Tamilians who are living.
I'm not
So,
talking of the word. 1 minute. I'm not talking of the word. Yes, you are right. It is spoken in Singapore. I've been to Singapore. They speak Tamil
Singapore
there.
is,
And
yeah,
I'm agreeing with you, but I was talking only of India. What
okay.
I said
So,
was, see,
if you see, my question is, my concern or my feeling is, you are saying like if a person from Chennai is going to Maharashtra, Hindi would help him to learn, help him to survive in Maharashtra. But what I would say is, why not Marathi?
no, because let me answer you. See, learning a
If,
language is
if
language.
a person
One
goes
minute.
to Kolkata,
I'm
I wish
answering you.
that person
Oh,
should
oh,
learn Bangla. Bangla
I'm
is the local language in West Bengal.
I'm answering you, for God's sake. Listen to the answer. You put a question to me. Have the patience to hear the answer.
Oh, fine, fine,
See,
fine.
it takes about 2 years to learn a language properly. Okay,
Okay,
learning a language is not easy. Now, you cannot learn every language in India. Bangla, then Marathi, Gujarati. You can't learn every language. But Hindi is spoken almost everywhere in addition to the local language. Every Bengali, he speaks manageable Hindi. I've lived there. Every
okay,
Gujarati can also, see, you learn a language which can help you communicate. Okay.
okay, fine.
Now, because Hindi is spoken
Why
very
not?
widely, not because it is superior to Tamil, but the fact
Okay,
is Hindi is
understood,
spoken by maybe
understood.
15 times more people than Tamil. It is in
Why
your
not?
interest because, listen, if you go out of Tamil Nadu, you will have a lot of problem if you don't know Hindi. It's not only in the Hindi speaking states. I agree, if you can learn other languages, learn Bangla, learn Marathi, no problem. But learning a language takes about 2 years. It's not easy to learn a language. You can't learn 1 dozen languages, but learn English because it is spoken all over the world,
Okay,
and learn
understood.
Hindi because it is spoken almost all over India.
Okay, understood.
The
So
practical reason,
I
see,
would also
just for the
ask.
practical point of view.
Yep, I would like to ask one more question. So, who
So,
is traveling more? Like South Indians are traveling more to North India, or North Indians are traveling more to South India?
well, both are traveling nowadays, you see, because of the development of industry.
Mm-hmm.
After 1947, there's been a growth of industry and commerce. Both are traveling. People from South India are traveling to North India. People
So
from
what
North
I
India
feel
are
is,
traveling to South India. I don't know, have the figures. I don't have the
yep.
figures,
What,
but
what I
a
feel
large
is,
number of, sorry?
what I feel is, even in this lockdown, what was visible is like people from South have traveled a lot to the North. So, that is the people belonging to the northern states are residing here in Tamil Nadu, and they have traveled back to their state. So
Well,
the,
let me give you one illustration. Tamil is the second most commonly spoken in the Supreme Court. Are you aware
okay.
of this? First
Oh,
language is English, and then of
ah,
course Hindi,
that's
and
what.
just after that, because there are a lot of Tamilian lawyers in the Supreme Court. I was myself a judge of Supreme Court, and something interesting. I'll tell you. I am perhaps the first judge of the Supreme Court who, although not a Tamilian, I would speak some sentences in Tamil in the Supreme Court.
Mm,
I introduced Tamil into the portals of the Supreme Court. And sometimes some Supreme Court lawyer would appear before me and I would say, Tamil le solunga. I would
okay.
start little bit Tamil I know, so I encourage them to even speak in Tamil in the Supreme Court. No other judge,
Okay.
even Tamilian judges, have not done this.
Okay.
I
Understood.
encourage Supreme Court Tamil even in the Supreme Court. And I learned one, I said one very good word of Tamil I learned, that is Tallupadi. When I wanted to dismiss a case, I would say Tallupadi. Dismiss.
Okay. Okay, fine. So the thing is, what I would like to say is, why not English in the place of Hindi? Because
Because,
English is a global link
no,
language. Why do we
no,
need a two
no,
link language? Why
no,
do you
no.
think?
I'm answering
Why
you.
do you
Listen to
think?
me. Listen to me. The fact is that English is spoken only by 5 to 10% people of India. Let me tell you the facts. Only 5 to 10%. More people speak in Tamil Nadu, but otherwise in rest of India, if you
Mhm.
go, for example, to Delhi, the taxi driver will take you from the airport to your house or hotel does not know English. The auto driver does not. English is known just by 5 to 10% people of the country, whereas Hindi is known by 75 to 80% people of India. If
Okay.
not as first
Oh,
language, then as second language.
understood. I'll let you know, sir. I'll conclude here. What is the thing is, people from Tamil Nadu who are having business in northern states are learning Hindi for their business and for their survival business for while survival purpose. Rest are learning English because they are traveling global. So
Learn
that's
both. Listen to me. You should
hmm.
learn a language which is widely spoken. English is
Okay.
widely spoken globally. You must learn English. English is
Okay.
absolutely essential. I agree with you. But
Okay.
I say because that if you are to move around India, because
Hmm.
Hindi is actually spoken in a large parts of India. If not
Okay.
the first language, then a second language. So it is
Understood.
in your own interest to learn it. It will be very convenient for you to learn it. That's
Okay.
all I'm saying. If
Okay.
my suggestion carries sense to you, accept it. If it does not carry sense to you, don't accept it. What's the problem? I mean, nobody is forcing. Why do the Tamilians keep shouting and screaming that Hindi is being imposed? How is it
Yep.
being imposed? Who is imposing it?
Understood.
Unnecessarily,
Understood.
you create a bogey. Uh, that there was that story that the boy who cried wolf, you crying wolf.
Understood, sir.
There's no wolf.
Understood. Understood.
Unnecessarily, you're making a mountain out of a molehill. There's nothing there. Not even a molehill there.
Great. I just wanted to have this clarity alone, sir. That's it.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. Thank you so
Let me tell
much.
you one thing. And to conclude, let me tell you one thing.
Hmm.
I'm confident that most Tamilians will learn Hindi. They may outwardly say we are opposing Hindi and all that, but
Uh-huh.
inwardly Tamilians are not fools.
People
Listen
who
to me.
have business and
Listen
people
to me.
who
Yes,
want
many
to
have
do
got
business,
business
they
interests
will,
and other
they,
interests.
they go
Listen
with
to me.
English.
Tamilians
No.
are not fools. First of all, you must start from this basic premise that Tamilians are intelligent people. They are not fools.
Thank
And
you, sir.
an intelligent person knows what is in his own interest.
Yep.
And it is in the interest of Tamilians to learn Hindi. So
Yep.
I'm confident Tamilians will learn Hindi. There's no problem.
Let's see.
But it
Let's
should
see.
not be
Let's see.
forced. It should not be. They should not be compelled to learn it. On their own, they will learn it, and they are
Yep. Let's see.
learning. Tamilian,
Let's see.
I tell you, Hindi is actually spreading in Tamil Nadu. It's bound to spread. It is Tamilians are not fools. They know what is in their interest, so they are learning Hindi.
Yep. Understood, sir.
Okay.
Let's see whether it is spreading and whether people are learning it. Have a great
Okay.
day, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.